Welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today. As you could see from the thumbnail, we are discussing Rick Steves' Travel as a Political Act book. And we're going to discuss a few things within it as well. There is also a link below for his lecture on YouTube. That is a must-watch. Life-changing, really. It is not a waste of your time. It will enlighten you. It will expand your mind and broaden your heart and really give you an understanding of what travel is supposed to be and what you're supposed to obtain from it and learn from it. The YouTube lecture is about an hour and change, so a little over an hour, but amazing. And of course, Rick Steves is legendary. He is the ultimate educator in regards to world travel and all that we can gain from it, all the benefits of world travel. So it's a definite must watch. So the book is right here. It's available on Amazon via paperback, audiobook, audio CD, and Kindle. So pick it up. It should be on everyone's shelf. Anyone who loves to travel should definitely read this book for sure. And it's really great because it comes with a lot of pictures. So not only is it a really good read, there's also pictures of the people that he met there, and along with the personal experiences and anecdotes, you'll be able to put faces with the names, which is really, really nice. I love that he did that. So it's just an excellent, excellent book. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dive right in. So on the back of the book, basically the whole premise of the book is to completely remove ethnocentricity from one's life. And the definition of ethnocentrism is this: evaluating other peoples and cultures according to the standards of one's own culture. So for example, if I were to go to India and I would be able to observe their life and their belief system, the way they eat, the way they dress, the way they behave, the way they live their lives or conduct their lives, and I judge them because it is not American. I can only, my only knowledge base is that of an American. And so therefore, everything they do must be wrong because it is not up to American standards. So I put myself up here as an American and they're below, which couldn't be further from the truth. It couldn't be more wrong if we, wow. It couldn't be more wrong. And the reason is this. The United States, I'm not going to say the Americas because the Americas inhabit like a major portion of a continent. I'm going to go ahead and say the United States. We unfortunately have a really bad reputation as tourists, and we have a poor reputation in regards to being expats or nomads because of the way that we conduct ourselves and behave. It has been known to be less than respectful. That doesn't mean it can't change. It doesn't, I'm not speaking for every single American who travels. A lot of Americans who do travel as a passion normally go there with the attitude of assimilation. They want to become a local. They don't want to stand out as a tourist or an American. They want to blend in. The way to do that is to absorb and sponge all that that country has to offer. The food, the language, the culture, the art, the history, the locals, the livelihoods, the way people live there. The fact that they work to live. They don't live to work. So Rick Steves mentions in this book about a work ethic instead of the work ethic. In America, we see the work ethic as, you know, you work really hard to become successful. You work, 12 to 16 hours a day in order to get what you have to thrive. And it's about stuff and it's about things and it's about material goods. And, that with the most toys wins. Right? Whereas in Europe and in other countries, South America and in Europe and other countries, in Africa, it is about the people. It is about the relationships, your friends, your family, the meals, the time that you take. That's why they have so much extensive vacation time and holiday time, is because they value that much more than whatever it is you do in order to pay the bills. Whereas we focus a lot more in America about how we're going to pay the bills. in a lot of other countries and the way that they do things, we can truly see how America is a toddler in regards to our age in the scope of the globe. We're a very young country and we still have a lot to learn. In a lot of ways, the United States is a hard-headed, pre-adolescent who can't be told no. We have to learn everything the hard way. We can't learn from those that came before us who have the exact same experiences because they're not cool, or they're not with the now, or they're not with the times and they don't get it. Oh, they get it. They get it. Like our countries who we should see as like our aunties and uncles before us, they have been there, they've made the mistakes, they've seen the other side of it, they have come up with solutions, better ways of doing things. We have so much to learn from other countries. We should never ever go into another country with arrogance or attitude. Leave that crap at home. Leave it at home. It has no place. It is not welcome. It is not invited. And it is not okay. If people want to travel in regards to recreational enjoyment or pleasure, great. Stay put and go to Orlando or Hawaii or to Aspen or places where they're, the lifestyles are the same and everyone speaks the language, and the currency is the US dollar, and you'll feel right at home and you'll be able to remove yourself from the everyday obligations and responsibilities of life, and you'll be able to actually enjoy your vacation. Do that. If you are going to travel to a different country, then leave everything you know as an American behind. Go there, talk to the locals, eat with the locals, join in on the celebrations and festivals, do your homework, buy a Rick Steves book on it, buy a Lonely Planet or Moon or whatever, what have you, Frommers, I think. And do your research, find out how they live, why they live, what their government's like, what their politics are like, what their belief system is in regards to faith-based. You will actually find that instead of thinking there's so many differences, there are way more commonalities. Because at the end of the day, it's about people. And we're all the same. We all love to laugh. We all have dreams. We have the American dream here, but they have their own version of their dream there. Everyone wants to be able to afford to live well, whether it's to meet their needs and or to obtain a few luxuries along the way as well. We all want to be able to provide. We all want to be able to enjoy one another and survive. And we all have a different definition of what success is. So find out what their definition of success is. And then broaden your heart, broaden your mindset, become enlightened, learn something, Go back humbled. Come back to the States enlightened and with a lot more empathy and compassion for another person. Rick Steves in this book mentions that a lot of times war is inevitable. But when it comes to war and the fact that there's going to be casualties, who we bomb should be painful. It should hurt and we should feel it because those are people. They're sons and daughters, mothers, sisters, brothers, parents. And we should not remove their humanity in order to lessen our guilt over the fact that we snuffed out someone's life. Whatever the politics, whatever the reasons behind it are, there were deaths. They should be mourned. They should be acknowledged, and they should be grieved. And so he mentions about visiting Iran and how a lot of people were like, why would you do that? And it's so dangerous there. But he realized he was actually quite safe there. Just like there are really, really bad places, or not bad places, but unsafe places here in the States. We know where they are. We know to stay away from them. People who come to visit will do their homework, just as we should do our homework when we travel abroad. However, he was safe there, and he learned a lot from the taxi drivers and from the locals there. And there were protests, and he talked to the locals about what they were about. And he realized that there was nothing to fear but fear itself, that, we should not just sponge media and, what the news always has something negative to say about something. Do your homework and find out more about that place before you just dismiss it and go about your day, having a notion or a thought. We don't want other people to have that thought about America, about the United States. We have a reputation a lot of times because of our behavior, but also we could take the opportunity to go to places and speak with the locals and become friends with them and maybe change their idea of who we are, maybe clear up some misunderstandings, maybe give them a different perspective of who we are as Americans, and maybe leave them with a better taste in their mouth of who we are instead of the other way around. Let's see, one of the great things he quotes in this book is travel used as, oh, this is a good point. I'll get back to his quote in just a second, but travel used as recreational escapism. I belong to quite a few forums on Facebook, and they could be anywhere from like Girls Love Travel, just, regular general travel forums and experiences that people have, to actual forms of folks wanting to relocate from their country to another country. And it could be, from New Zealand to Costa Rica, or someone in Ireland transferring to Australia or what have you. It's not necessarily, folks from the United States moving out, although a lot of expats now are folks moving from the United States over to Scandinavian countries because they admire the way that people live there with, how their taxes maybe can go towards better healthcare, better education, pension, retirement, cost of living is lower, etc. So a lot of people travel abroad and relocate abroad for a lot of different reasons based on what their needs are, and whether or not they feel like they could obtain better opportunities or a better life. America, the United States is made up of immigrants that came from other countries. We are a melting pot of those that traveled abroad for better opportunity, a better life, a better outlook than what they may have been currently facing at that time. Well, it's the exact same reason why there continue to be nomads and expats that relocate from one country to another in order to obtain residency in a different country. The exact same reason: better opportunity, more opportunity, a lower cost of living, a stronger retirement, a better way of life, happier, peaceful. It just really depends. There's a lot of different reasons. I should probably do a video on that, actually, on why so many are relocating right now, especially from the United States. I've got a lot of information on that, so I'll probably, look forward to a video on that. I will definitely be doing one. On these forums, there's always an article or something that is posted on there about American politics and what's happening now. And there's always a comment on there about how this is not the place, this is not the time, this is politics has no place here and we shouldn't be discussing this. But what a lot of those commenters really should realize is that is the reason why a lot of folks are on that page, on that forum. They're looking for information. These are the reasons why. Instead of discussing something that may be uncomfortable or triggering or raw or too real or what have you, we do need to discuss this because these are the reasons why people are leaving. These are the reasons why maybe people are coming over. So they really don't dodge it, don't, avoid it, tackle it head on. Let's go ahead and discuss it. Let's, learn something from one another about maybe why. Maybe it will be food for thought of, oh, I never thought of it that way, or I never saw it that way, or wow, I learned something today. And hopefully it is to help broaden our sense of empathy and compassion for one another as well. Not everyone is happy or at peace or in a land of opportunity. And so they are looking for a better life. And we all deserve that. We all deserve to live a really, really strong and good life. For a lot of us who believe that this is the only life that we have on earth, make sure it's a good one. Live it to the fullest. So, Rick Steves has a quote on here that I'm going to share with you. So please pardon me. You're about to see the side of my head here. He says, "Have you noticed how riddled with fear our country is lately? We've never been more afraid. The most fearful Americans are the Americans that are buried deep in the middle of the country with no passports. This is a concern. Fear is for people that don't get out much. The flip side of fear is understanding, and we gain understanding when we travel. Fear is for those that don't get out much." I don't know of a better way to end this video than that, actually. I would love it if you found some value in this video. If you want to go ahead and like it, that would be very much appreciated. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, there's going to be a lot more videos and discussions. And of course, the main topic is going to be travel or travel related, travel adjacent, what have you. We're going to be discussing a lot of different things in regards to that. And I do not mind getting into the raw and the real and the uncomfortable in regards to topics, because to say travel and politics have nothing to do with one another, again, couldn't be further from the truth. Politics has everything to do with travel, and travel a lot of times has everything to do, unless it's recreational enjoyment, has everything to do with politics. So let's talk about it. Let's discuss. I would love your comments and thoughts below. I would love to continue this conversation in a very respectful manner. I am bringing this to you with a mindset of academia. I really, really hope that we can continue the dialogue in a space where we are wanting to learn from one another. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, please read the book. Please catch the lecture on YouTube. And until next time, take care.